They're legendary, those creatures of Halloween, black cats and hooting owls and gruesome spiders, and of course, bats that fly in the night. Rob Mies, our friend from the Organization of Bat Conservation, is here, and he has surrounded us, as you can see, with adorable bats. Rob, these are very, very charming little animals, and it's so funny that they've been so maligned in history, and they're just so, oh, look how cute. This one is very friendly. I've been trying to get this one to eat some papaya. This is what kind of bat?
This is an Egyptian fruit bat.
Oh, well, then why is it not eating the most delicious papaya on earth?
Well, it is during the day, so bats are nocturnal. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons why bats...
What's this one over here? Oh, look, this one is hungry.
That is also a fruit bat. It's called a golden fruit bat.
And it's very hairy.
They live in the rainforests of Africa. And one of the biggest myths about bats is the fact that people think that they're blind. Bats are actually not blind. All bats can see. Little bats like this one can't see very well, so they use their echolocation, or their sounds, to fly around. Big bats like these can see in color. They can see 3 times better than people can.
Really?
They don't use their sounds to fly around. And you can see her ears.
Yeah, moving all the time.
Moving all around.
Twitching.
Just listening to all the sounds and stuff. Another big myth is that bats get caught in your hair. Do you ever hear of bats getting stuck in someone's hair?
I do not want one of these in my hair, please.
One of the biggest reasons I think that people thought that is that scientists had a hard time classifying bats. And hundreds of years ago, they actually thought that the bats were birds with fur. And since they were birds with fur, they probably needed to build a nest out of human hair. And actually, bats don't make nests at all. There's about 1,000 species in the world. This one here is a solitary bat. It just lives by itself, hangs in a tree. It's called a hoary bat. They have 3 to 4 babies every year. Bats are actually mammals. They're in their own scientific group called Chiroptera. And what Chiroptera means is hand wing. And if you take a look at the bat's wing, let's take a look at this bat's wing right here.
A large wing with a hand at the end, right?
Exactly.
Oh, look.
There's a thumb, and there's 4 fingers that make up
Noisy.
the bat's wing. And
Noisy. Isn't that one hungry? Maybe you should give it a grub.
That's her complaining. And actually, why don't we go ahead and take a look at this bat real quick? Do you want to go ahead? Do you want to go ahead and feed it?
I refuse to feed a live grub to a bat. I just refuse. Oh, that one's hungry.
All of our bats in northern states eat insects, and one bat eats about 1,000 insects an hour. This hoary bat is one of the largest bats in the United States, and the bat's echolocation is so good that it can pick up those tiny little insects. Another myth about bats is that they'll attack people. And I think the biggest thing about that is that we emit carbon monoxide when we are outside and when we're breathing, and insects are attracted to us, so bats are attracted to the insects that are around us. So sometimes people think that bats might be attacking them because they're flying down around us. I want you to hold on to this bat. This is a really cute bat. This is a full-grown, everyone always thinks this is a baby bat.
Oh, full-grown. Noisy.
There
Boy,
we
they
go.
make a lot of noise.
They do make a little bit of noise. That's not their echolocation, but it's just their normal, like, kind of complaining or chirping sound,
you're
right?
complaining.
This is an evening bat. This is a normal size bat.
So that's what we have flying around all the time?
We do. Yeah,
Okay.
evening bats.
Yeah, see, and it's so nice to see them up close, because when you see them, they fly by you so fast that you don't have any idea that they are so cute.
And that's one of the reasons, too, I think that people are afraid of bats, because they don't really see them. The Organization for Bat Conservation, we educate a lot of people about bats, and this is exactly why.
They're friendly little creatures, except for a vampire bat.
Well, vampire bats are probably the most well-known bats, and Count Dracula is a really well-known book written in 1897 by Bram Stoker.
Oh, it's a good book.
It's a really good book, but it didn't do bats justice.
No, it didn't.
Vampire bats are very small. Do you want to hold on to them?
Okay, just don't latch onto my jugular vein. That's a very
Vampire bats are really small. They are very timid.
Very ugly faces.
They do kind of have ugly faces. It's smushed in kind of closer, and that way it gets closer to its prey.
Oh,
and vampire bats are one of the only bats that can walk upright on their hind legs.
Oh.
And they literally are tippy-toeing up to their prey. So they go up to like a chicken or a goat or a cow.
And latch onto the neck?
Not usually the neck, but a lot of times the foot.
Oh, I see.
And probably European explorers hundreds of years ago may have been even attacked by one of the vampire bats and fed upon. So they called them vampires because they were drinking blood.
Now, a lot of people associate bats with rabies. Now, is that a myth?
Not all bats have rabies, and I think that's the main myth that people think. Bats do not carry rabies. They get the disease and die like people would if they get the disease. But the main thing to do is to make sure that we don't handle wild animals. As long as we don't touch them, they would never bite us. They would never attack us.
And what should you do if you get a bat in your house? Open the door?
The best thing to do is open up a door.
Open a door, open a window, right?
Yeah, they use their eyesight, they use their echolocation, they want to find insects and you don't have enough in your house. If people have bats living in their house, they can check out our website and they can learn about how to evict them humanely.
And tell us a little bit about the organization again for bat conservation so everyone can log onto your website and see what's going on.
Thank you. Our organization's a nonprofit organization. People can check us out at batroost.com, and we have a lot of educational things like books and videos and bat houses, and they can actually check out your October issue.
I know, and I think that this is a very good article in case you want to know more about these creatures of the night. And notice how we have put the title upside down and backwards.
Exactly.
Just like a bat. But it's full of really good information, and actually you helped a lot, so I thank you very much for all of this.
You're welcome.
Thanks for helping us understand more about bats and the way they live.
Thanks for having us on.
Bye, Wizard.